How's it going? Okay, so ported Husky 350. I like to give a little backstory on the saws, how I got them, what's been done to them. I haven't really. There is a little segment on this saw further up the channel. It was, I think it was this with up against Darcy's. I forget what he bought. I think it was this Husky 350, Darcy's ported PM610. The two 838 Magnums I built exactly the same numbers. That's mine there. MS380, same saw, just got flip caps. I built the other one and gave it to Darcy. Anyway, it's up the channel. I don't know, 20 or more videos ago. So I got this little 350 Husky off Reese at Saw Feast last year. Very, very, very low hour saw. I'll give you a little walk around in a minute. I don't believe I've shown it up close. Excuse me, I'll just put my cigarette out. He said, I can't get it to start. I said, yeah, no worries. Sorry about that. How about I've got my new tripod. I'll do that. And I'll put the saw on my lap and I'll sit on the log. How about that? Very, very, very low hour. I'll show you it now. It's still dirty from the last video. I've just retensioned the chain, but I'm going to have to do it again. He said, I can't get it to start. Thought, rightio. Came with me, like the top cover was just sitting on it. The screws are still in there. It was just sitting there. I sort of pulled it off, had a look, said, yeah, no worries. Threw it in the car. Got it home. Put a shot of fuel. Took the air filter off. If you know the 350s, they're that little quarter turn filter. I think I explained all this in the video while I was building it. I can't remember, just bear with me. Put a shot of fuel down the carb to try and prime it. It sort of coughed and that was it. I thought, oh, okay. Turns out the whole engine was not bolted down. All the bolts, the 4 bolts underneath were all loose. This is the coarse thread 350, not the fine thread, so coarse is early. It's an early 350. If I can find a date for you. I can't see. I can't see the date. I apologise. That's missing the starter screw. I hope it didn't just fall out. I think it was missing originally. So at Saw Feast, there's a guy, Kim Gray, I think. Kim Rhodes. His name was Gray on Facebook. It's Rhodes. Came over from Western Australia, Perth, Western Australia, to Melbourne, Victoria for Saw Feast last year. He built a 350 prior to it, and he brought it over. Entered the comps, and the saw was just mental. It was keeping up with. There was a 550 Mark. Is it a Mark 1 or a Mark 2? in the 50cc class. There is a shorts video of that race. I had my 261. I think I came 4th place or something. There's an 040 AV. Is it 04? No. 030 AV in that race. That's the winner of that race. I believe Kim came 3rd in that race, or I don't know, but it was keeping up, or possibly faster than that 550. I think there was two sets of races in that 50cc class, so 2 heats because there was too many entrants for one race. Anyway, anyway, he told me his numbers. Squish were the same numbers on the build, but the squish on this saw is a little bit higher or bigger than his, only just. I don't have a lathe, so I couldn't take any material off the cylinder. This has a like a bearing packer, if you know what I mean. Like there's I forget the technical term for the Duvalaki. So I did figure of 8s on a sandpaper on a flat. I think I had Perspex or something at the time, glass or something. Figure of 8s on the bearing topper or whatever it is. So you've got your sump, so to speak, this bearing topper bolts together over the crank, and then the cylinder bolts to the top of this, what's the name, for me to clean up the surface so the gasket, well, there's no gasket, it's gasket delete, so the RTV and everything will be like a nice mating surface. The time it took me to clean up the whole surface, that pretty much give me very close to his squish numbers. So I got the saw for free from Reese. Engine wasn't bolted together, it came loose, that's why it wouldn't run. There was one little carbon scoring mark on the exhaust side of the piston. That took literally 10 seconds to get rid of with Scotch pad. The saw is completely OE. There's a video of me doing the carb swap, and I did do a start and tune on the video, but I have not touched the saw since. It's still got fuel in it from that video. I just had to put some bar oil in it because it leaked it all out. That's another problem I have to find and fix. The bar oil leaks. A lot of my saws siphon out bar oil. Anyhow, I'll retension this chain and we'll get into it. This has got an 8-pin 325 rim drive. And it's an 18-inch, but it says 20 on it. So you get 18 inches from the spike to the tip of cutting length. And it's got a tri-link semi-chisel chain. I think it's tri-link or some cheap, real cheap chain. So I'll retension the chain on this side, and then I'll have to stop this, turn the phone around, and I'm using my phone because my trail cam's flat, and I didn't bring it's not a trail cam, it's an action cam, like a GoPro but a different brand. Flat, and I didn't bring the cord to charge it. So I stuck it in the log here just briefly to check the chain had still cut while I was warming it up. I've pre-warmed the engine, so don't think I'm starting it cold and sticking it in the log. Straight away, I had to clean up this here so I can, what's the name? I'll start it up and we'll turn it around. Ford Husky 350. That was probably a bit painful to watch. She needs to be retuned now, but you get the gist of it. That's all I plan to do with this saw today, just to check that the carb's cooperating and whatnot. That chain's rubbish. It's cheap, it's soft. Once it hits the bark, this is that stringy bark, Aussie hardwood, and it's a lot harder than the last time of filming out here. These fibres get stuck in the chain and slows it down. It fills the rails up. The oil pump is working, but you can see it hit here and then it started to roll down and like curve inwards. That's why she was struggling. It's a cheap bar, cheap chain. I must have hit something on the way down. About there, started burning the timber. See if I can get it to idle now. I can't, there's no tuning grommet, so I've just got to stick the screwdriver in there and hope I give it some more fuel. Maybe it's getting too much. So we're at 1 1/4. She needs to be idled up. This saw would be dangerous with a decent bar and chain, I reckon. Yeah, thanks for watching. Next one up, not sure. I might test the 365 ported in that log right there.